Hey YouTubers, got another video review for you today. I got a new toy. I got a Smudge pot. This one's from Smudge Pot Direct, and I've never used this before, never had one of these, never tried it, and so I just wanted to try it firsthand with you guys and show you, what all's involved. So we're gonna learn about this together, so stay tuned. All right, so I gotta say, when I pulled the thing out of the box, I was pretty surprised that it was as thick as it is, as far as like the gauge of metal, and it seems really thick and it's really well made. It doesn't seem flimsy at all, like some of the stovepipe you would find on like on a wood stove. Sometimes it's real flimsy. Well, this is really stout. I mean, you can't even push it. I mean, it's that solid. And it's galvanized, so it's kind of gonna resist rust for years to come. And so I thought it'd be a pretty cool to have this in your backyard if you're gonna have friends over and you want to sit out here by the fire and keep warm. And it's just neat to have it. Now, one cool thing about this over like having like a campfire or whatever, is with a campfire you're always gonna be feeding the thing wood. With this, you put different fuels in it, and it burns for like 7-8 hours. It's pretty amazing. So you should be able to get a long burn out of this without having to keep refueling it and all that. So that's one big plus. Plus, it's got a chimney on it right here, a little stack, to where your smoke's going to come out the top. So if you're sitting around, like a campfire, the smoke usually always tends to blow right in my face and hurts my eyes. So with this, your smoke's going to come up a lot higher. So if you guys are wondering what kind of oil can you burn in this, you can burn diesel, kerosene, you can burn #1 and #2 heating oil. You can burn like cooking oil. Let's say you fried a turkey at Thanksgiving, you can put the used oil in here and burn it up. You can actually burn used motor oil in here. Now, they don't recommend it, and I understand why, because they don't want people, taking in the fumes and the vapors from it, and, it's not very good for your health. So they really don't recommend that sort of thing, but you can. So, it's pretty neat that you can burn all these different types of oils in it, and, so I changed my own oil, so I think that'd be pretty handy and that's one reason why I wanted one, is so I could burn all that used motor oil up and not have to run it down to the parts store and recycle it. I can just burn it and use it out here. So if you're wondering how much oil it takes, you can put 7 gallons in here. Now, I went ahead and put 5 gallons in here today, and I'm going to show you guys how to start it up and run it and all that. So first things first, what you want to do is just open the chimney cap, and it's got a little hinge right here. You're not going to have to set it down to the side and risk losing it or whatever. You just unfold it and it sets down to the side. And then you got a fuel cap right here, but not just a fuel cap, but it's an adjuster too for how much air you want to get in there. So they recommend keeping it on like 1, because if you keep it on 1, it's going to take longer for the fuel to burn. If you give it 2, then it's going to get more air and it's going to burn faster. And if you go 3, it's just going to burn it up even faster. So you can get 1 to 2 hours of burn time from a gallon of fuel. But just keep in mind, if you keep it with just 1 open, you're going to get a longer burn time. It's not going to burn as hot. So for me, I'd rather it burn longer and not have to fill it back up as soon. But like I said, if you want it super hot, then open it wide open. Anyways, it's pretty neat how it works. I guess you light the fuel down in the tank there, and then you've got this main tube here, this main chimney tube, and it's got little perforations in it. So there's holes right in there. There's a bunch of different holes just popped into that tube. And then you've got like a secondary burn tube, and it's pretty neat how it works. I'm not going to get into all the how-tos of how it works, because truthfully I don't know all the science behind all of it. Kind of have a grasp on it, but I don't want to get in and get too nerdy about it. So anyways, like I said, I went ahead and put 5 gallons of kerosene down in there right now, and so I'm going to show you how to light it. Now, you can light it a couple different ways. you can light it with just like a cigarette lighter and a piece of cardboard, and you just put it down in the fuel right there and light it that way. Or if you have like a torch, like a plumber's torch, you can light it like that. Or if you have a grill gun, and I just happened to do a review on the grill gun a few years ago, so I just happened to have one laying around, so I thought I could light it with that. But then also, probably by the time I get this video out, Smudge Pot Direct is going to be making their own torches, so you can light it with their torch. But just for the video and for fun, I'm going to use my grill gun to light it up. Like I said, I went ahead and opened the top, went ahead and took the little fuel cap off right in there, and I'm going to go ahead and light it with this torch. So stay tuned, this is the fun part. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's already lit. It was lit the first time. I just put a little bit more fire to it, but you can see right here, it's completely lit. I mean, that thing is already putting off a lot of heat. So once you get it lit off, and what you want to do is just keep the cap off of it for just a second and let the flames stabilize in there and let it, you know, get a nice uniform burn going on, and then you just pop the cap back on it, and you can see that it's only open about halfway as far as one notch. And so you can just take this and slide it and adjust it if you want it more or less, and just whichever way you want to do it. Like I said, the more holes that you have open, the hotter it's going to burn. So I'm going to come back in a few minutes and let it heat up and get going real good and hot, and I'm going to show you just how hot this thing gets. Stay tuned. So for you guys wondering out there just how big this Smudge Pot is, it's 22 inches wide and 53 inches tall. So, you know, I'm 6'1", and you can see, you know, how tall it is in relation to me. Come a little closer and I'll show you just how hot this thing gets. Now I'm going to take the infrared thermometer there and shine it on the ground, and you can see that it reads 75, 76 degrees. And then I'm going to shine it on the very bottom of the Smudge Pot, the tank, and you can see it's cool down there where the fuel is. So it's about 75. Then I'm going to go up a little ways, and then it's about to the top of the tank. It's about 130. And then I'm going to go to the bottom part of the stack, or the chimney part of it. It says it's about 333. We go about middle ways. It says it's 862. And then go to the top. It says it's 296. And then let's do the secondary burn tube. It says it's about 300 to 400 degrees there. Now we're getting about 5, right up closer to the edge. Wow, even hotter. So right there at that secondary burn tube, it gets really hot. And right there at the middle of the chimney, that's where it gets probably the hottest. And keep in mind, we only have it open with just one hole. I'll show you. You can see right there, there's only one ventilation hole open. And so you can adjust it and turn it down or give it more, just whatever you want. That right there's 2. It's really easy to adjust. You just spin this around, and you can see once it starts burning, you know, real good. You know, sometimes it is smoke, but once it gets real hot, you know, it smokes a little more. But once you close it off, I like keeping it on about a number 1, because whenever you close it off a little bit, it doesn't smoke as bad. And also, you know, if you live out where the bugs are really bad, like I do, you know, the mosquitoes are really bad out here. You can take and pour some citronella oil down in the fuel tank down in there and let it burn, and that'll help get rid of some of the bugs from eating you up while you're out here sitting around it. So that is pretty helpful. And to put the fire out, it's very simple. You just close this off right in here, and then close the top. And then once you close it, it'll take it a few minutes for it to go out, but then it's that simple. And you know, let's say you close it and you want to start it back within just a few minutes. All you got to do is just open the top and readjust the valve down there, and you can already see it's still got flames going. It's still really hot. So this thing's pretty neat. It puts out quite a bit of heat, and I think it's pretty handy to have around, you know, your house. If you like being out in the outdoors and sitting around a nice warm fire, this is pretty cool. And if you don't want smoke in the face, this is a good alternative to just having a campfire. So this is not a paid review. They didn't pay me to say anything. I'm just going by my own, you know, experience. I pulled it out of the box the other day and I set it out in the yard, and you know, today's the first day that I've really got a chance to play around with it. But like I said, I've got 5 gallons of kerosene in it right now, but you know, you can run a bunch of different other fuels in it, and so my only experience is just running kerosene so far. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this answered some of your questions, and you know, if you're interested, check out Smudge Pot Direct. And if you got any questions, you know, put it down there in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. And until next time, guys, have a good one.